if you are a longtime player and you've been playing Warframe for about maybe I don't know, 10 years now, 8 years, then you guys should know the weapons that are in here are probably everyone's favorite. Broken, have been broken before, uh, dominates in game, and just becomes a destruction for just you and your playstyle. And you start to notice that a lot of people like to play with these weapons. So I'm going to give there's just a lot of weapons in here. It's a lot, and a lot of people are gonna say probably this is the best or this is the best in the comments below, and I'm gonna expect that. I mean, I'm not worried. But however, when I come down to this video for the veterans, I know a lot of people like to talk. We got PC players, we got Xbox players, we got a lot of players that play on different platforms, and one of them are just going to probably just be in the comments going crazy, and it's probably most of the PC players are going to do that. But however, I'm going to pick two weapons since there is a lot of weapons in here, and a lot of them are pretty great, all right, and damn near the best. So starting off with our primary weapons, the two best that I think that have made it this far in Warframe and showed a lot of players using it is Kuva Brahma. Kuva Brahma gets a lot of love in Warframe. This weapon has been the most insane one ever since we've gotten that Kuva Lich update. And ever since we gotten that, a lot of people went for this weapon, and honestly me too. It was very interesting when it first came out. Ever since they put a rework on this one, downgrading the capacity of the ammo, or basically the arrow capacity, picking it up, honestly is just kind of just, for me, I lost my interest in this weapon. But however, this weapon is pretty much a great, I mean, one of the best. Let's just leave it at that. One of the best. I'm not gonna say great, one of the best, because there's a heck of a lot of builds on YouTube with this weapon. We've seen this weapon grow after time, obviously putting out YouTube videos for this weapon, seeing a lot of builds. I think a lot of people enjoy this weapon so much. That's why I have to put in this one, because if I didn't say it, then honestly I'm just stupid, I guess. Critical chance 35%, a 2.1 crit multiplier, and 21% status. So we got insane critical chance, very high, and then a radio attack of, well, blast damage 839. So yeah, this weapon comes with cluster bombs, all that stuff. That's the radio and basically explosion as well. The insane amount of damage you can really do with this is massive. And when you play with Mirage, obviously it goes even more crazy, because Mirage is one of those Warframes where you can basically add more damage when you use her abilities, and Mod as well. So I mean, yeah, this weapon is freaking crazy. So that's why it's one of the best. I know a lot of people are gonna say it's one of the best, so why not just throw it in here? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Kuvazar is definitely one of the best weapons in here. Most definitely, as a veteran, I enjoy this weapon. I know Tenet Arcoplasmor is definitely my favorite primary weapon of all time. I think it's definitely one of the best, but Kuvazar probably hits the most when it comes down to these explosion weapons. And Zar has been going crazy. Dude, it does crazy damage, and I have to give it to the Kuvazar, because it's just the massive explosion damage you get from it. Now, it does have really pretty much good critical chance, really decent in the middle of being actually good critical multiplier, and a high status. So that's why I have to say Kuvazar it is. Now, it also has a second fire, which is Barrage, basically a shotgun, which has a high critical chance again. Same crit multiplier as before, and 9.7% status. So, yeah, I gotta give it to the Kuvazar. There's no reason why I shouldn't, because this weapon gets a lot of respect in Warframe. Definitely gets a lot of respect. And I know when Kuvazar definitely came out, as one of the next weapons came in update 30, 29 probably. The Sisters of Parvos. This weapon was the next Kuvazar on release weapons as the Kuvagratler. And ever since Kuvazar came out, it's been going up crazy, honestly. So that's why Kuvazar, I think, is definitely one of the most best weapons of Kuva and in Warframe as a veteran. I think the hardest one for me for secondary weapons was trying to pick one that is the best. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of weapons that are in here that I think is the best. I think I just use some over and over again. I get really tired and bored of it. And there's not really a lot of secondary weapons that I really can count on. Something I really go to. Like, there's a lot of primary weapons you can definitely use over and over again, and you'll still love the heck out of it. And there's some secondary weapons that I do sometimes go back and forth with, but it's not the same feeling as a primary weapon you feel when it's doing a lot of damage, and it's just one of those favorites that you have. So I just can't really say some that are the best. But however, I do digress here because there is two weapons that I'm going to put in here, and that is Kuva Nukor. It's been in here for a very long time. Ever since Kuva Lich, the release date of it, got there in Warframe, and Kuva Nukor has been honestly a good sidearm. One of the best sidearms, honestly. Using this weapon definitely gave it a really, I should say, powerful chain of targets when using it. I mean, it was destruction, especially when it came down to the new arcanes and mods. It made this weapon 10 times better. Even though it got a rework, it really just made no difference. The Kuva Nukor is still doing the same damage as never before. I mean, even without the chains of targets even being dropped just by 2, doesn't even matter. It's still doing the same damage. It is still hitting the same targets faster. And I mean, come on, it's one of the best, honestly. Now I know I might have said that, oh, well, there ain't really weapons that I could say is the best. That's not what I really meant. I'm just saying secondary weapons aren't as poppin' as primary weapons are. Let's be real. There's a lot of primary weapons that you guys rather use than go to a secondary weapon. Let me know if I'm right or wrong about that, but there's a lot of primary weapons that you can definitely use that you will fall in love with that fast. So that's all I'm just really putting out there. Now, there are 2 weapons that are tinted, and I have to give it to the Cycron. I'm sorry. I was going to go to the Diplos because I know people love that weapon. It is a great weapon, a great rapid fire one. Of course, it's a dual Diplos. However, I'm going to go to the tinted Cycron. I don't care if you think this weapon is the best. It is, honestly. It might be in my opinion, but however, man, one of the best weapons. My favorite weapon of all time. So, it's got really good damage. Heat damage on here. You can add more. You can add less. For me, I put magnetic on because it will destroy Corpus that easy. It's another weapon that will do a chain of targets as well, just like the Kuva Nukor. I don't know what it is about this weapon, but it's just one of my favorite. I mean, it does have more critical chance than the Kuva Nukor, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to go back, but the Tennis Cyclone definitely has really a better, comparing the Kuva Nukor, better critical chance. So that's just where I lie with the 10-8 Cyclone, one of my favorites, and I think is one of the best. So you guys let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to go on too much about it. I think I already picked what my 2 best are in the game because I've seen a couple people use it. Not a lot there and there, you know, but honestly, I'm just going to say it. Vichika, definitely one of the best melee weapons in this game right now. Now, it might not have that much good of stats. I mean, it's got amazing slash damage. It's not higher than Galantine Prime, but it is freaking good. Now, one thing that does make this weapon overpowered is it's when you do the air thingy. Basically, when you do the air attack, I think it's the the glide air attack. That's what I'm talking about. You throw a basically glass at enemies and they freeze up, filled with glass. And when you do that, you slam attack, insane slash damage pops out on the enemy. So that's where I would say Vitrica is definitely one of the best melee weapons in the game, because it can do that. It does do insane damage with a great build. There's nothing to worry about. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Vitrica. I mean, I think it's definitely something different that we've never seen before, and especially something that we probably didn't see Digital Dream ever put in the game. But the Vitrica is definitely a hard hitting weapon that you can just take anywhere. I mean, come on, this weapon is crazy filled with slash damage and just freezing enemies. That honestly is amazing. That there, amazing. Last but not least is Cronin Prime, one of my favorite Tonfas in the game. Most definitely one of the best. Nakana Prime is also thrown in there, and I know a lot of people really enjoy that weapon. I think that could be a starter weapon for a lot of people, especially when it comes down to that, because I know most definitely when it comes to beginners, a lot of people say, hey, when you get to a high mastery rank, definitely pick up the Nakana Prime. And I do agree with that. However, I'm going to have to discard that and say Cronin Prime is definitely one of the best weapons. So you could say whatever, but Cronin Prime is definitely a really good one. And I really love its stance, a rare stance that is added to this. Yes, it just, I have to give it to Cronin Prime, because there's just when you have a really good build with this weapon, it's like you can really just take out the whole map. That's what it feels like when you use Cronin Prime. You feel like you can just destroy any enemy with his weapon, which you can. It's got really good attack speed, actually, by the way. You don't even need to use Berserker Fury. I mean, you can, but like, it's not really needed. I mean, you can use Prime Fury as well, and you still do insane. You do actually more insane attack speed without Berserker Fury, which makes his weapon double times the better for just attack speed. So I don't know. You can go ahead and say whatever you want, but honestly, I'm giving it to the Cronin Prime. I don't give a damn. Cronin Prime, one of the best. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about these weapons. But that is all for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow me on all social medias and Twitch. Links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.